The Kinhank X5 Pro is probably one of the better emulation consoles that Amazon sells just due to how much you actually get when purchasing this thing. There are some cons to this emulation drive, so I do want to go over that, but there's a lot of really big benefits to having this Kinhank X5 Pro console, and there's a bunch of questions that a lot of you ended up asking me when I was going over the 12 terabyte Kinhank drive with the little mini PC that I have back there. However, that is a separate video, and I'm not going to talk about that. The Kinhank X5 Pro is the one that all of you wanted to see next. So let's go over the actual specs on this little emulation console, because I did end up writing a bunch of stuff down on a notepad just so that you understand what you are actually like buying. And then after that, I will talk about my own personal opinion on everything and what I think about the actual console itself. Footage for everything will of course be in the background for all of you to see and things of that nature. So first up, it is going to be running Android 12. Secondly, it has an 8-core CPU. Third, it can output 8K video. Do not think that you're going to be playing games at 8K. That is like a stupid marketing tactic, just like Sony pulled with their PS5. Next, it does come with 8 gigabytes of RAM, so you are going to be able to actually use the little console without running into like lag and hiccups and skipping and things of that nature due to it not having enough RAM. I know 8 gigabytes doesn't sound like very much, but for something of this nature, you don't need more than that. This does include a 4 terabyte drive, and just so we're clear, this is not similar to the 12 terabyte Kinhank drive where you need to install even though it's extremely simple, it's just common sense. There's a couple like little installation buttons that you click before like launching the actual 12 terabyte drive. However, this one comes to you ready to go. The only downside to this is it does look a little bit ugly because the hard drive is separate from the actual console and you plug it in to the actual console. With that said, that is literally all you have to do. You plug it in and you're done. If you have a little bit of know-how, you can get some like tape, electrical tape or something, and just tape it around it, or you can get like a little black box and stick the hard drive in that and then kind of route the wire out of it just to make it look a little bit cleaner, because it does look a little bit awkward with a drive sitting outside of the console. But I mean, it's not that big of a deal if you ask me, at least. So just keep that in mind. So for the emulation quality, things like the Super Nintendo, things like the Sega Genesis, PSP, Dreamcast, PS2, everything that most people are going to want to play and is like literally on this thing, all of it is going to run. Yes, you can look at the top of the Kinhank X5, the top right of the screen. You can see all the consoles. I have footage in the background. You can see what consoles are on this. The only problems that I ran into is with the GameCube and the Wii emulators, because it's using the exact same one, Dolphin. For those of you that are unaware, it's using the Dolphin emulator, and I had to update that emulator because the games, they were not working properly. And this is from all the games that I've played already, at least that are included with the Nintendo Switch. I didn't have to update the emulator as far as that one goes. However, I don't know if they did the same thing like with the 12 terabyte Kinhank hard drive, where they're like, Kinhank actually, like, they don't just have a bunch of stuff and that's like what you get for the rest of eternity of it being on the market. Like, Kinhank actually updates these drives. So it's hard for me to like confirm or guarantee whether or not you are going to get an emulator that has something that needs to be up to date. However, I'm just saying, if you plan on playing GameCube and Wii, and that is the main reason you are getting this thing, just make a note that you might need to update the emulator on this thing. And because it's not using a dedicated computer, if you have like a PC or something, you don't need to worry about malware or viruses or anything like that, because you don't have a bunch of your information stored on this. And just so we're clear, if you want to go and look at the 12 terabyte Kinhank like setup and stuff, I did scan that hard drive with Avast, Malwarebytes, and Windows Defender literally live with you. It is a bit of a longer video going over everything and how to actually set that thing up, scanning it with the malware stuff. However, I did do that with you and nothing ended up coming out. With that said, the 12 terabyte hard drive does have Play Night on it, and those are PC games, and all of those PC games require cracked files, and those absolutely, at least to me, I haven't tried to install them, so I don't know, I can't confirm this, but to the people that are like scanning these with malware bytes and Avast, and they're getting warnings of password protected files. These could be dangerous. That doesn't mean it has like guaranteed malware on it. It just means that the malware bytes and Avast, like they literally cannot go into a password protected file to see what is in that file. And the reason they're zipped password protected files is because they're cracked PC games. So I don't install any of that, and I delete that from the 12 terabyte hard drive just because it saves me space, and all that extra storage I get, that means the drive is going to load faster. It means it's going to run better. It means I can play the hard drive for eternity with a million save files and not run out of space. But that was sarcasm right there for people that don't know what the word joking means. So you get my point. I deleted all the PC games, then I scanned it because I knew that that would end up freaking people out. But listen, man, if you're going to be, we're talking about the X5 Pro. I'm just saying 12 terabyte drive. You don't need to worry about that if you're not going to be, I'm just going to put it out there. You're stealing PC games. So, like, PC games are being sold right now. Like, oh, well, it has 100,000 games. What do you mean? You're stealing them already? Look, Super Nintendo, games aren't for sale anymore. Sega Genesis, games aren't for sale anymore. Wii, not for sale anymore. GameCube, not for sale anymore. Like, none of these like games are for, even PS3, not for sale anymore, dude. So even like a more modern console like a PS3, the games are not for sale. Wii U, not for sale. None of it. So like, what are we supposed to do? Go to eBay and pay 4 times the amount of what it was initially? I'm going to pass on that one, bro. So do keep in mind, this does have an 8K video output. I'm pretty sure I already said that. It does offer HDR10 plus. Again, I personally would not put my personal information. There is a reason that I have like dedicated computers for this type of stuff, and I don't just use my own computer. I do have Launchbox and a few consoles on my PC that I downloaded and used for myself. And to all the people that are always saying, well, you could just set this up and do it yourself. 100%, man, you absolutely could. But here's a benefit of collecting these little retro emulation consoles. Each one of them has a different interface. So that means each one of them is going to be a different experience, which means it's going to bring back different memories in different forms, and you're going to enjoy them all in different ways. This is why I collect these, because listen, 90% of the time that I use these consoles, I literally browse. That's 90% of my time on these things. And the reason I like the more higher end ones is because when I'm browsing these, I like to be able to see the video, like the video of the gameplay. I like to be able to see the box art. I like to be able to see snapshots of the box art. I like to be able to see multiple things for the game as I'm scrolling through it. I don't even necessarily have to play it because I can just scroll and look. It's like that alone, man, like that alone is an experience in itself, regardless whether or not you're going to actually play these games. You would imagine, man, like you're Googling your games, you're Googling the box art, you're Googling this, you're Googling that. Then you got to go over to YouTube and watch the gameplay to see if you actually like the game. Or you could get one of these and boom, it's right there. Infinite, like hundreds of thousands of games, just each one of them box art, each one of them screenshots, each one of them gameplay, each one of them description, each one of them, you know, it's like each one of them has like the entire, like it has everything you need to know about that game, if that makes sense to you. So that is why I really like these things, is because each one of them is a new experience. Each one of them has a new interface. Each one of them is going to bring back different memories. You could imagine, like, rewind time. I'm guessing if you're watching this, you're a little bit older like me. You're probably like 30, maybe 40 years old. So imagine this, like, imagine you have infinite money and you can buy anything you want. Imagine having a Nintendo right here, a Super Nintendo right here, a Sega Genesis right here, a Mega Drive right here, a Wii U right here, a Wii right here, a PS2 right here, a PS1 right here, or remove all of that and just take a PC and plop it right there, download everything, and just, there you go. Can you see the difference in the experience you're going to have just by looking at what is in front of you, not even playing the game, just like there? Or controllers. Imagine just using an Xbox controller to play Super Nintendo, to play Sega Genesis, to play Nintendo 64, to play PS1, to play Atari, to play Commodore 64, to play this, to play that, versus using a Super Nintendo controller to play your Super Nintendo games, using a Sega Genesis controller to play your Sega Genesis games, using a Nintendo 64 controller to play your Nintendo 64 games. Can you see how much of a difference that experience would be? Can you see how much of a difference in the memories that you have as you are playing these is going to be? Because that is why I like this stuff. That is why I have so many of these things. That is why I make videos on so many of these things. This is why I show you so many of them, is because each one of them is a new experience. I'm getting way off topic. I just wanted to say that because very seldomly do I actually play the video games that are on these things. And when I do play the video games on these things, if I'm to be completely honest, they're games that I like literally owned growing up, like Super Mario World, 100% playing that. Spider-Man Maximum Carnage, 100% playing that. Yoshi's Island, 100% playing that. Battletoads, playing it. Power Rangers, playing it. Zelda, playing it. You know, like all these games, man, they bring back memories. They bring back these like nostalgic feelings. It's like I stopped like listening to podcasts and music when I go for walks because it makes you more aware. Because for those, I don't know why I'm talking about it. I go for an hour walk in the morning. I go for an hour walk in the evening. But I had originally done that because of what I do and the type of content that I make. I kind of need to stay up to date with everything. But at this point, with the way I make my content on my channels, I don't really need to like know everything about everything anymore. I'm not trying to be a news channel anymore. AI is going to replace all those creators. I'm not trying to be like a news anchor or some sort of journalist, again, because AI is going to replace those people. And there's tons of people that are on YouTube that just want to be a journalist. I am just trying to be people's friend. I'm trying to stand here, find something interesting, and just talk about it like a normal person would actually talk to somebody about. I don't want to be that person that just simply uses, hey, because this is what people do on YouTube now. And when people start business entrepreneurship little thing right here, when people start going down this path, like millions and millions of people start going down here, like hundreds of thousands of people are going over here. There's two options from an entrepreneurial aspect that you can take. You've probably heard the analogy back when like the gold rush. The people that were trying to go and get gold, or in other words, all the people that are using AI to do whatever they feel the need to do, they weren't like the people that were trying to find the gold, are at least 99% of them weren't the ones that were getting wealthy and getting rich. It was the people that were giving them shovels or selling shovels for all of these people to go and get that gold. Or in other words, all these YouTubers that are going to ChatGPT, hey, write me a script for my video. Also, hey, format a course that I can screw all of my viewers and sell them $5,000 that I literally put no effort into whatsoever. And then also let me start a community and charge people for just like common sense things. That's what everybody's doing now. Hey, let me be fake. Let me like know nothing about anything. Let me just pretend to be this person. Let me just fake and just hate my life outside of making money. Let me just chase the money. Okay. Let me just what I want to do. And then there's other people, which is what I'm doing right now. They go the complete opposite way. And the whole reason I'm not doing the AI stuff and not like trying to chase the money is because look, I don't really have to ever work again throughout the rest of my life. Because when COVID first hit, man, like I was making like all these like PlayStation videos, and during that time, like nobody could get a PS5 during this. Dude, okay, I'm actually going to finish this. I'm getting way off topic, but I'm going to finish it so I don't leave everybody hanging that's actually interested. So the PS5, what was happening? I was making on my Dan Does Chats, used to be Super Dan, used to be Dan Does Game, used to be Panda Gaming, used to be like I've had this channel for like 11 years, dude. It's my first channel that I ever started. So I've gone and jumped from like different niches, and like I have all my other channels now because because I realized I kind of killed this channel. However, I still upload on this channel, and I still care about this channel, and I still consider it my main channel, regardless of whether or not it's not my biggest channel, because of how much sentimental value that it actually has to me. Like my Dan Does Chats right now channel, like it literally saved my life, man. And I've tried to stop uploading to it, but I lose my like. So regardless, I'm not going to continue to explain that. I was making PS5 videos, and I'm going back to the gold rush and shovel thing. So I just felt like that would have helped you understand where I'm going with this. So like 2020 COVID hit, nobody could get a PS5. It's literally what I was doing. I was making PS5 videos. So to me, like as somebody that had already swapped like 9 or 10 different times, like the type of content that I was making, I'm like, oh, here we go again. I got to start all over pretty much, grow a brand new audience and pivot the channel. Yeah, yippee. Hoorah. So what I did is I was looking into PC gaming. I'm like, okay, well, PC gaming, I don't really think PC gaming can like ever die, because there's always new hardware. There's always new this, there's always new that. So what I ended up doing is I couldn't understand, like I didn't understand how PCs work. I didn't know what motherboard I was supposed to get for the CPU that I wanted. And I was very confused. So what I did is I bought a pre-built computer. I took it apart. I put it back together. I started watching like Ed from Tech Source. I watched a couple of Linus Tech Tips. I had Tom's Hardware. And put simply, I was learning how hardware works. And while I was learning it, I got really interested in it. And because of that, and I had learned like, okay, I bought the pre-built computer, I took it apart, put it back together. Now I have knowledge on what I'm supposed to get and do this. So I had bought all the parts to like build my own computer that I really wanted. Like I thought, I was like, okay, this is the type of like, say this as an example. This is a cool computer. I want this. This is what I want. I'm going to build this. So I did that. And I posted my pre-built computer for sale. And it sold pretty much instantly. And I'm like thinking to myself, like, yo, I could start a side hustle flipping computers, which I did. And then I'd gotten into the affiliate marketing and whatever. So my point being is I had like started a PC business. I linked it to YouTube. I linked it to Amazon's affiliate program. Then Amazon, all of a sudden this is when like all these websites started like introducing these influencer programs. Like Walmart has an influencer program. Amazon has an influencer program. The AliExpress or Alibaba, I forget which one is which one. I don't really buy stuff from those websites. They have an influencer program. So point being, there's a lot of like user generated content. If that makes UGC content is kind of what it is. Basically, they like people like me will buy products to build a computer, and I would make videos on all 10 of those parts inside of the computer. And when I make these videos on these parts, Amazon will place it on the actual product page of those listing. And when people watch my video before buying that item, I'm going to earn money from the people that buy that item on Amazon, because I helped convert the person on Amazon to a sale. So Amazon gives back to me for doing that for them. So basically, I had created an offer for the people that were buying computers from me that was so good it was impossible to say no to. And that offer was that I wasn't charging people anything for the computers that I was building. And just so we're clear, I call it common sense. I'm not giving people $4,000 worth of computer stuff for free. No, I was buying the parts with my own money. This is part of the way that I was able to make the money that I was making. I was buying the parts with my own money. The person that wanted the computer from me didn't pay me anything until they came and got the computer. Or if people bought it from me on my YouTube channel, they wouldn't pay me until the video was done and they saw the PC like already built that they had ordered, knowing that, okay, well, this guy clearly didn't just like spend $4,000 to just keep the computer. Like, okay, now it's built, and I would ship it out. So the way I was able to do that is because their influencer program, like each PC that I built was 10 videos of content on Amazon on these product pages, which I made money from those videos on Amazon. And then the affiliate marketing aspect, because while I was building these computers, I was also creating the YouTube videos of me building these computers for other people that wanted to build the computer and learn how to build that computer. And I had my affiliate links in the description of those videos. So I was sending people over to Amazon, and then Amazon has like a 24-hour cookie where anything that these people buy over the next 24 hours, I'm also going to earn money from. And the people that I was like with an affiliate link sending them over to Amazon, like the people that are in that 24 cookie when they don't get charged extra money. The reason I make money throughout the next 24 hours is, again, because of the marketing aspect of everything, of me sending people over to Amazon that were not already on Amazon. And because of that, Amazon pays me for sending traffic over to the website. It doesn't, like, you, if you were to do that, click my affiliate link and go over, like, you don't pay anything extra. So point being here, after that extremely long rant, and to be honest, man, like, I know that was kind of like off topic as far as emulation goes, but with our country struggling so much right now and everybody struggling to make money right now, hopefully that was of value to you and you can take an idea that you may have and implement what I just barely said in a way that you can earn some extra money yourself. Okay. So the reason I was saying that, dude, is because I don't really need to make money anymore. And I know that was a 20-minute little ramble there, but what I was explaining with the shovels or the gold rush and people all chasing the gold, and the actual people that were getting rich were the people that were selling shovels for all the people getting gold. And then there's also the people that went and took a different path, because when hundreds of thousands of other people are going this way, that opens the door for all of the stuff that's over here. And to me, with AI and being a human being that despises AI creators and hates like listening to anybody that I can tell is scripted, even if it's bullet point notes and I can tell somebody is scripting content, I am out. I'm like, peace, I'm gone. I can't take it, because to me, that screams fake. To me, that screams, I don't know what I'm talking about, so I need to script it and tell you. And just so we're clear, just so we're like, I'm not going to remember a bunch of like hardware technological specs of an X5 console. So this is a little bit different. Like, it's like what, a 40-minute video, depending on how long of this I actually keep, versus like, what did I take? Like a minute to actually tell you? You know what I mean? So my point in explaining all of that is that when the reason I make the content that I make now, the way that I make it, is just because I'm just trying to be people's friend in a world of loneliness, you know, including myself. All right. This isn't me like saying, oh, well, you're watching YouTube because you're lonely. Dude, I'm making YouTube videos because I'm lonely. I don't have friends in real life. I don't like being around people. And no, it's not because I'm an introvert or because I don't have the ability to make friends. It's because I've been screwed so many times. I'm older, man. And I'm guessing most people watching this are also older, just like me. All right. So I've been burnt so many times. I've been screwed too many times. I've lost people trying to work with other people too many times. Everybody feels like they're owed something. Everybody feels like they deserve the entire world. And oh, I'm alive, so you owe me. All right. So yeah. My point being in that little, okay, this is getting extremely long. So my point, the reason I wanted to make this video, man, is because, and explain all of that is, one, because, dude, I've been doing YouTube for a very long time, okay? And what I just explained to you, and you read the description of my Dan Does Chats channel, my Dan Does Nostalgia channel, my Dan Does Diary channel, my Dan Does PC channel, all of my channels, dude, they all say the exact same thing. I'm literally going to read it right now. Your online goofy friend sharing PC, emulation, and retro gaming content. Does it say I'm a news anchor? Does it say I'm an AI script reading robot? All right. So what I just really said, man, this is a longevity game that I'm playing. I genuinely love what I do. It gives me a sense of purpose that nothing throughout my entire life has ever given me. And it is because I didn't grow up with tons of friends. I wasn't the popular kid. I was bullied. And then At age 11, I started getting sent off to hospitals, inpatient programs, psych wards, residential centers, emergency rooms. And like this 8-year period of my life was like just like nothing but like mental health places and just being locked down. Literally, like I was out of these places, like maybe like a month total throughout like 8 years. And it was because my parents were trying to keep me alive. When I turned, getting way down a rabbit hole. So the reason I was explaining that was because I create the content the way that I make content now, knowing that AI is going to replace a lot of news channels, that knowing that AI is going to replace a lot of how-tos and guides, knowing AI is going to replace tons of creators, and then the people that are going to stick out are real humans. And here's the problem with being a real human. Anybody you watch, I'm guessing at least the majority of people that you're going to watch, they probably have a community selling you some sort of community access to just talk to them. I don't do that. 2, they're probably selling you a course on how to learn what they do. I don't do that. They're reading AI. So you see my point, man? I'm a human. I literally am trying to be people's friend, and that is it. Just chilling, hanging out, sharing things that you probably find interesting. And the reason I'm doing this, the longevity game, I'm not going to give up doing this. I love what I do. There's not a better feeling than being able to wake up, talk about whatever you want to talk about, and making money from that without you paying me a dime, including the PC business. People do not pay me anything. I don't charge people any money for the computers. I buy the parts with my own money. I literally send people a list of everything inside of the computer with the final cost before I even order it all with my own money. And then when the computer is built, that price of the actual computer is all they pay me. They don't pay me labor fees. They don't pay me to a markup so that I can keep my business running because I don't have employees, dude. So yeah, I've rambled on for so long at this point that I don't remember every reason that I was going down those rabbit holes there. However, I'm guessing that you can grasp an idea of why I was explaining all of that, and I'm sure there is a reason. And the main reason that I want to say right now before I end this is I don't want to fall into the same trap that I fell into with this channel, where I make one type of content aimed at that type of content, and that's the only content that I make. This is what I'm doing right now is much different. I could do what other YouTubers do, and I'm sure that you've noticed this. I could do nothing but tell you about the console that you clicked the video for, or I could be a real human, just talk to you about something that is similar so that you can create, so that there's a connection that's created with you. Like, oh, hey, this guy actually, he likes a lot of the stuff that I like. So regardless of what video I make, obviously it would be in the space, like the gaming space, right? But it wouldn't be I'm just going to use this because it's what I did for such a long period of time. It wouldn't be a Destiny gameplay talking about Destiny, showing you how to play Destiny, getting things inside of Destiny, and having nothing come out of my mouth other than things related to Destiny. And for those of you that are unaware, Destiny is like an open world RPG game. That's how I grew a huge majority of the following on that channel. What I'm doing now, if I could travel back in time and do the exact same thing, I would play Destiny and talk about a movie that I watched last night, followed by somebody that I encountered at the grocery store and said hi to me, followed by I got this Kinhank X5 Pro console, found a little retro game, and I would have a conversation with people like a friend would have. Not just talking about Destiny and nothing but Destiny, because I'm guessing if you're watching the video up to this point, you can completely understand what I'm saying right now and see that, okay, this guy literally made a video. He already told me everything that I wanted to know about this console. He showed me the console and how the console works. And now he's just kind of talking about life like a friend would do. Okay, there you go. That's why I create the content the way that I create the content across every single one of my channels, is because I just don't care about being a robot anymore. you know, which is what I used to be, which is what is going to replace everybody that continues to do that. All right. So yeah, hopefully this was of value to anybody that is in the gaming space, because this, what I said about the PC business can be applied to like everything. But the main thing you need to take away, if that was of value to you, is just remember that you need to be a value to the brands that are selling stuff on Amazon. The reason that I made so much is because I was building full-blown computers. No other influencer or creator does that, man. Like most creators, they get sent a motherboard and they review the motherboard and tell you how awesome the motherboard is. And they unbox the motherboard as if that's not coming across as a sales pitch. And I don't know about you, but whenever I can tell someone's making a sales pitch, I don't buy from them. Whereas me, oh, hey, I buy the motherboard. One, I'm spending way more money than everybody else. I bought the motherboard, I bought the CPU, I bought the GPU, I bought the NVMe, I bought the RAM, bought the case, bought the power supply, bought all the stuff you need for a computer. And then I literally built the computer and tested the part that you're watching a video for. Can you see why companies and brands would see me as more value than somebody just unboxing something and showing them the product? Oh, hey, this guy, he clearly builds computers for a living. We're going to send him the motherboard because he's going to use the motherboard and build a computer showing the motherboard, not just unboxing it and taking it out of the box, as if anybody cares about that. So you would have to do that as well. You would have to find a way to create value for the company's product that you are literally making the video for. Because when that happens and you start getting momentum and traction with that, is other companies are going to start, they're going to start emailing you and saying, yo, like, well, we see the value in your, we're just going to send you this product. We're going to send you that product. We're going to send you this. So what ended up happening to me is I had turned my business into a higher end premium computer business. And because of that, like all these companies that are sending me all these parts for the computer builds, that's pure profit for me for a computer that I'm literally going to sell, you know? So yeah, dude, that's going to bring us to the end of the video. If there's anything that I mentioned that you would like me to go over a little bit more, I'm more than happy to do that. But at this point, I've just rambled my mouth far too long off topic, and I'm probably going to edit this video down a little bit at least, because I don't think anybody's going to watch an hour-and-a-half video. So yeah, man, let me know what you think about this. Hopefully this is of value to you. If there's any other retro emulation consoles that you would be interested in me making a video on, I'm more than happy to make a video on that console. Because I have tons of them. Like this, I showed you in the 12 terabyte Kinhank drive video. You can, whatever, go watch that video if you want to see all the other emulation consoles I have. But I have a ton of them, and most of them are the Kinhank consoles, if I'm to be honest, because they're a company that I actually support, and I know it's not going to be an absolute turd bucket of a console and will actually be usable. You know what I mean? So I buy a lot of the Kinhank consoles because of that. And then the other brand that I buy a lot of is Inbernic. Again, for those of you that are unaware of what Inbernic is, they're more of a handheld company. They make a Game Boy Advanced one, they make a PSP looking one, they make a PS Vita looking one, they make a so they have a few different Game Boy Advance. Well, they have the flip Game Boy Advance, they have the like rectangle Game Boy Advance, or whatever the sideways one, and then they have the tall Game Boy. I don't remember what they're called, but you know what I mean? They have the taller Game Boy Advance, they got the middle Game Boy Advance, and then they got the one with the flipper. You know what I mean? So they make a bunch of like handhelds. So that's another one that I buy. And the reason I buy everything from Amazon, at least for me, dude, it's just peace of mind. Honestly, if you want to go to AliExpress or Alibaba and you want to get something a little bit cheaper, and you're willing to risk to put your info out there to those companies, then you can do that. I'm not willing to do that. So yeah, I will catch you guys in the next one. Peace. Got to do it every time.